The Cheeseboy 628 Show, starring Cheeseboy 628.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy 628 here, today giving you just a random showdown battle. Just wanted to upload something. I have a ton of NPL videos that are in queue, but I don't have enough time right now to edit them, honestly. I was playing, I wanted some cooldown time because finals week is right now, basically. Right now it's Friday, but yeah, I've got finals all of next week, but then I'm done, have a little bit of break time, and then I can edit some stuff, and you know, we'll be back to a relatively quote-unquote normal schedule. Anyway, the point is I wanted to upload this shot up NPL. Anyway, so what's going on is I faced this guy MoB Barley. I didn't know of who he was. Oh my gosh, Skype, stop it. Okay, so apparently he's a pretty well-known player, but that doesn't come a factor until after the battle. Anyway, you're gonna see my team. If you notice, it is a Trick Room team. It is actually given to me by my buddy Careless Skate 88. We're not really gonna get into his whether he's pursuing Pokemon stuff again or not, because I don't even know myself. Anyway, the point is I'm facing this guy MoB Barley. He has a pretty decent team. I know this team kind of struggles a little bit. Doesn't look like I can see the mouse on the thing. Anyway, looks like my team struggles against Azumarill, especially if it has superpower. Otherwise, Pharaoh kind of does okay, and Crest can do okay as well. Yeah, but one thing you may notice as well is, like, once rocks are up, it's kind of annoying. There's not much of a way to get them off, so his Chomp could be annoying. Judging by his team, he could only be Mega Chomp or Mega Heracross. Mega Heracross is actually becoming pretty popular recently. But yeah, I've just got my Trick Room setters, Jirachi and Cress, and then the rest of my team kind of just wreaks havoc from there. So let's just get into this, because it's an interesting battle. So he starts out with his Heracross, and I start with my Heracross, and the thing is, something I also realized is when it comes to Mega Heracross, the only thing that I can use to handle other Mega Heracrosses is my Mega Heracross. So it's kind of a bad situation there. I mean, I can kind of use Rachi, but that's about it. But either way, I'm just going to put Rock Blast first turn to get off some damage. He goes into Chomp, it's a good play. I'm thinking he's probably relatively defensive right now, so I'm like, okay, I'll just stay in, go for a Pin Missile, get off some damage. I actually press Bullet Seed though, expecting the Azumarill, but then I switch it, but Showdown lag is still a thing, it's still real, folks. And so when I go for the Bullet Seed, it does decent damage, but it's not going to kill, so that kind of sucks there, because otherwise Pin Missile probably would have killed. It would have been pretty close. Either way, I go into Crest, he gets up his rocks, so it's pretty annoying. But I do realize now that he's mixed and he's Life Orb. So I get the Trick Room up. Now he realizes for sure I'm a Trick Room team, obviously. And I can bring him my Heatran. So now he kind of has to stall out some turns. I just press Fire Blast, get off some damage. I've got Flash Cannon, might kill from this range. Either way, he brings in the Beast Sharp now. And I was kind of scared if I get this with F-Drop, because then he could probably Sucker Punch away. But that's not the case. I'm just going to press Fire Blast because it's my best middleman move. And so his Latios almost goes down. I go into my Rachi because I feel at this point it's going to take any of his moves. He does happen to be Scarf though, so it definitely cripples my Trick Roomer. So I'm just going to press U-turn here because I can kill off his Latios from that range. I would like to mention that my Rachi is max HP, max speed, and you may be thinking, what the heck on a Trick Room team? It ends up working out because most mons that are above the 100 speed tier usually run max speed, so I'll still outspeed them anyway in Trick Room. And then this way I can also like flinch things and whatnot if need be. Either way, I'm able to go for the U-turn. I don't want to get stuck in like Trick Room and him have like Pursuit or just a free knockoff kind of thing. And so here I can just bring in Crawdon and be okay with that. The Aqua Jet's super obvious, so I'm just going to go for the knockoff, hopefully catching his Azumarill, but that's not the case. He sacks off his Garchomp, definitely one of his better plays. So he can bring in his Azumarill, but he does bring in his Heracross. I think that's a good play though. So here he goes for the CC. I live with 6%. Now this is pretty huge because now I'm able to get off a Healing Wish, as I do decide to do that, and I can bring in my Heracross back to full health. Now if he has HP Flying, that could suck and I'd probably lose right here. I don't know really what he runs yet, so let's see what he does. He actually opts to go for the T-Wave instead of like a Life Orb T-Bolt, so I don't really know. I guess he was just hoping for hacks. Either way, I do land the Rock Blast and get Break through the Para, so I'm doing fine there. I'm scared of the side shock here, so I'm just going to go directly into my Cress, as he does make a good double into his Azumarill, assuming that he goes for the knockoff. But he decides to go for the play rough, and judging by the damage, I am thinking that he's probably banded. Here, I just go for the Moonlight so I can get back to full health. I knew Psychic would have been a very bad move there. I go into Pharaoh here. It really is my best play, especially after seeing this, because he's going to go down to 1% health. I can get up my rocks for free, and have my Pharaoh to see if he decides to bring in something to lock into, and just get rocks up now. So it's pretty great there. He goes for Pin Missile, takes me out, and that's all. Now I bring in my Heracross because that's the only thing that can handle him at this point. And he goes for his own Rock Blast. And I don't know if this is necessarily a choke, but I think maybe if he sacked Latios, it might have been a slightly better play. Just because his Mega Hera and his Azumarill kind of run through my team. And now I got off the necessary damage I really needed to, because now I can bring in my Life Orb Crawdaunt and press Aqua Jet, and from this range I can definitely take him out. And if he switches out, the Rock's damage is only going to ensure that I take him out. So the Aqua Jet is going to do a nice bit of damage, especially since he's banded and not... I don't know if he had how much HP investment he has. Either way, Heatran is my best switch in here, and I'm pretty darn sure that he's banded. So the fact that he's locked into Aqua Jet now is definitely looking good for me, because now I'm not really sure if Aqua Jet was his best play, because now he's locked into it. I have a free Trick Room here. Psychic is a 2-hit KO. Here's where it's interesting. I go for the Psychic, I get to take him out, and he mentions here, this is why I wanted to do this, why I wanted to upload this battle especially. I just had it like 10 minutes before this recording. And the reason it was 10 minutes instead of like 2 minutes is you'll see in a little bit. Fun drama. But yeah, this man's like, why am I losing these garbage teams? What the F? And you know, when people get upset because they're losing, I do like to participate. So I'm like, plot twist, you of the garbage team. And he's like, nope, just you, Life Orb Pharaoh. He didn't even see it, but I mean, it's assumed. But yeah, from this point, I can just press Psychic and take out the rest of his team. So he does decide to forfeit, and that's that. So then I'm like watching, I see that he's getting a couple of other battles, and so, okay, I can see my mouse now, okay. And I see his next opponent, I'm just like, your opponent gets a little salty after a loss, so be careful, friend. He's like, I know him, he's really good. I'm like, I don't know, I beat him with my team. But, so at this time, I'm like, okay, it's whatever, no biggie. So then I chat him up, though, afterwards, because, I mean, he just raged. I want to let the man know, if he decides to participate in the conversation, power to him, and power to our little discussion. Because I'm like, yeah, I won. And he's like, nah, dude, I don't listen to your point. I see you're irrelevant. I don't need to hear you. So I'm like, but you lost. That would make you irrelevant. And he's like, now run along. And I'm like, we're talking about each other's names. That's cool. And then after he won, I decided to troll a little bit. I'm like, hey, you won a game. Good job. He's like, my GE's higher than yours. GE got the best lines. Anyway, which means I win a lot more than you. See, that's great and all. Well, first I didn't mention this, but like, sure, you have more wins. You might have a higher win rate, but that's because of how much he battles, and I'll show that in a second. Like, it's a crazy number. I'm like, see, that would matter, except I beat you. And he said, you're a bad player, though. And I'm like, what? How does this? But like, I won 2-0. Like, it's black and white, and I'm gonna say that later. Like, you either win or you lose. Like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy right now, but I can't think of on the spot. But I mean, no matter what your record is before, if you lose, you lose. I don't care how much you practice for something. If you end up not doing well, that's what matters. It's the performance that matters. I mean, let's take this example, practicing piano. I'm a piano performance minor. I can practice for hours and hours. If I end up just forgetting everything right when I need to perform, or something for some reason messes up my performance, that's it. No one's going to be like, oh, well, they practiced a lot, so let's balance it out. No, it's all about the performance in the end. So, we're trolling a little bit more, and I'm just saying, you just need practice. He's like, your record is so bad. Even one of my test alts has a better record. So then I look up Nub Central. We're going to go back here for a second. We're going to show what's going on. We're going to go to that in a second, but let's look up Nub Central. So you see my rank there. It's 1647. It's meh. But I mean, he has 1424. That's not even, what? I mean, so I'm 76 and 35. I don't even know how is his score that low if he got that many wins. I'm confused. I don't understand how the scoring system works. I just play. Either way, the man has 130 battles. I have like 110 battles, a little bit less, somewhere around there. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you played about 1,500 games, because I look at his account, and now I see why he's well known, because he battled between his alts, this alt and this. Who knows how many alts he has, though. From just these two accounts, though, he's battled like 1,500 times. That is a crazy amount. I cannot fathom at this point in my life being able to have the time to do that. I mean, power to you. I mean, do what you want. I mean, there comes a point where, I mean, if it's not a part of like, you know, why, I'm not going to give advice because it's going to be controversial, you know? I'm just saying that is a lot of time you're spending. So I'm like, but you lost. He's like, you can say what you want, but numbers don't lie. Have fun trying to boost your ego off of me, chump. I'm like, you've lost. It's literally black and white. And so I have a 100% win rate against you, so that's a pretty significant number. If I win 100% of the times, I'd say it's a pretty high confidence interval. I'm in stats, so that's why I said that. Anyway, he's like, you have no validation. I'm a well-known player. I mean, I wasn't going to get involved with saying that I have a YouTube and whatnot, because, I mean, then he's gonna... We're not gonna go there for a variety of reasons. We're gonna be at least somewhat smart in this argument. That grabbing a random win means nothing. And so, at this point, I mean, what makes it random, and what makes him relevant? I guess relevancy because of how much he's battled, so therefore he is known by a decent amount of people, but I mean, that's kind of why I started my YouTube channel in the first place, because people started recognizing me, and I thought, hey, might as well start posting stuff, because I'm being recognized. But it doesn't make it random, because we both chose our teams, clearly 6v6, very even, and I just won through my plays. I mean, I don't think I really had a better matchup. He just wasn't prepared or knew my kind of team. I wouldn't say he's not prepared, he just wasn't expecting it. So, just say a little bit more, and he gets impatient, stop talking to me, or I'll get you locked. He says there's no I was like, if you try to get me blocked, like, the conversation is right here. I can prove just as much as you can prove me wrong to get each other locked. So he's like, you fail to comply, you're getting locked, so shut up. I'm like, we did have a misunderstanding, why don't we just settle this? He ended up not settling it. He's like, don't try to start an argument, but the only reason we started this was because, man, why am I losing to these garbage teams? That's a controversial statement right there. That can be considered offensive if I had lower self-esteem. But I just like to participate in these arguments because, as a psychology major, you know, you got your self-serving bias. So, I mean, that's all there. I lost because his team's garbage. That's just basically the situation. It's very mentally healthy. It means he's mentally healthy, you know, it's good. It's just annoying. So, I mean, both of us are mentally healthy because we're both arguing for our own good. Why? But yeah, I just want to say that because, I mean, I also searched on YouTube for, like, battles against this guy, and someone did have this battle that's like, I actually got to face this guy, and they're like, whoa, you faced him, good job on facing him, and whatnot. So he's a relatively known player, kind of like I play tennis. I'm pretty sure I saw his name somewhere a second ago. Anyway, so that's basically the situation. You know, if you ever come across an argument like this, I mean, if you want to participate, just stay strong. That's all I gotta say. If you are getting angry, if you're getting emotional about it, definitely try to take a second away. I mean, I'm used to this stuff. There's really no big deal about it. I just have fun with this at this point. But yeah, as long as you can, feel free. If someone, just don't be the predator in the situation. That's all really for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, that's about it. Life is busy. That's all I gotta say for that. I would say I would do an update video, but who knows if I'm going to remember or have the time or, you know, I really want to try. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. I'll try to respond to some of your guys' comments because that's kind of the thing I need to do. So, that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, sub, until later. Peace.